Yo, Bayhive, welcome back to the Beyonce Beat, where we're diving headfirst into the hottest entertainment news. Get ready, because we've got a rapid-fire rundown of must-know updates that are shaking up the scene. First up, are we ready for a musical adaptation of 50 First Dates? We're breaking down the buzz around this surprisingly charming new stage production that has critics buzzing. Then, get your popcorn ready because Leonardo DiCaprio and Paul Thomas Anderson are finally teaming up in one battle after another. And this action flick is boasting the biggest budget of PTA's career. You don't want to miss the details on this epic collaboration. But wait, there's more. We're taking a deep dive into a cult classic comedy starring the legendary Norm Macdonald, Dirty Work, which is now streaming for free and proving critics wrong with its hilariously raunchy humor. And finally, the one and only Christopher McDonald is spilling the tea on everything from his Bills Mafia fandom to the inside scoop on Happy Gilmore 2 and even a potential Josh Allen movie role. Stick around because you're gonna want to hear all of this. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and let's get into it. Is 50 First Dates, the musical, the charming comeback we've all been waiting for? This new stage production is generating serious buzz, asking if it can capture the magic of the beloved rom-com and translate it into a captivating musical experience. Critics are raving about 50 First Dates, the musical, with some calling it the most charming musical they've seen in years. The production seems to be hitting all the right notes, balancing the heartwarming story of memory loss and true love with infectious musical numbers and a feel-good vibe that audiences are clearly embracing. Early reviews highlight the clever adaptation of the film's unique premise, focusing on the emotional journey of the characters while injecting a fresh, theatrical energy. It's being praised for its ability to deliver both laughs and heartfelt moments, a delicate balance that many musicals struggle to achieve. The show's commitment to maintaining the original film's spirit while adding its own unique theatrical flair is what seems to be setting it apart. This delightful production is already sparking conversations among theater enthusiasts and fans of the original movie, with many eager to experience its charm firsthand. The positive reception suggests a potential hit that could be enchanting audiences for a long time to come. But before you rush to book your tickets, we've got another massive cinematic event to discuss. Get ready for the epic team-up of Leonardo DiCaprio and Paul Thomas Anderson in their highly anticipated action film. Get ready for a cinematic powerhouse as Leonardo DiCaprio and Paul Thomas Anderson finally join forces for one battle after another. This isn't just another film. It's PTA's first foray into action with his largest budget ever, marking a significant moment in his acclaimed career. Eagle-eyed cinephiles have been anticipating this collaboration for years, and the wait is officially over. One battle after another promises to be a groundbreaking film, blending Anderson's signature directorial vision with DiCaprio's immense talent in what's being described as a high-octane action spectacle. The sheer scale of the project, evident in its record-breaking budget for PTA, suggests a cinematic experience unlike anything audiences have seen from the director before. Early whispers suggest a narrative that is both intellectually stimulating and viscerally thrilling, a hallmark of Anderson's work, now amplified by the genre's demands. This partnership is poised to redefine expectations for both the director and the star. The film is already generating significant buzz, with fans and critics alike speculating about how Anderson will translate his distinct style to the action genre and what kind of performance DiCaprio will deliver. This collaboration is being hailed as a potential game-changer for blockbuster filmmaking. But if you're looking for more free movie gems, we've got a cult classic that's making waves. Prepare yourself for the hilariously raunchy and unforgettable Dirty Work, starring the late, great Norm Macdonald. Critics may have panned it, but this vulgar, raunchy cult classic starring the greatest 90s comedian is now streaming free, and it's a riot. Dirty Work, featuring the incomparable Norm Macdonald, is proving that some films are just too funny to be ignored, despite initial critical backlash. Long before streaming services made niche films easily accessible, Dirty Work was a comedy that polarized critics, but found a devoted following for its unapologetically lowbrow humor and Norm Macdonald's legendary dry wit. The film follows two bumbling half-brothers who start a revenge-for-hire business to raise money for their father's heart transplant. What unfolds is a chaotic, laugh-out-loud adventure filled with outrageous schemes and a surprisingly sharp commentary on political correctness. The movie boasts an incredible ensemble cast, including Chevy Chase, Christopher McDonald, Artie Lange, and a host of hilarious cameos from comedy giants like Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, and John Goodman. McDonald, in his first starring role, is simply brilliant, delivering his signature deadpan humor with a mischievous glee that elevates every scene. While the critics may have dismissed its tasteless jokes, audiences have consistently embraced the film's bold, risk-taking approach to comedy, recognizing it as a refreshing departure from formulaic humor. With a 21% rating from critics on Rotten Tomatoes versus a much more favorable 66% audience score, Dirty Work has clearly carved out its own dedicated fanbase who appreciate its unique brand of humor. This cult favorite is a testament to the enduring appeal of McDonald's comedic genius and a reminder that sometimes the most memorable films are the ones that dare to be different. And speaking of unforgettable actors and hilarious roles, we've got a special chat with a beloved Hollywood star. Get ready for Christopher McDonald to spill the beans on Bills Mafia, Adam Sandler, and maybe even a sequel to a comedy classic. Bills Mafia, get ready. Actor Christopher McDonald is sitting down to talk all things Buffalo Bills, his legendary friendship with Jim Kelly, and even dishes on a potential Happy Gilmore 2. In a candid interview, McDonald offers a behind-the-scenes look at Hollywood, his deep-rooted fandom, and teases exciting future projects, including a possible Josh Allen movie role. Christopher McDonald, a devoted fan of the Buffalo Bills, sat down with team reporter Maddie Glab for an episode of You Heard. The interview dives deep into his lifelong passion for the Bills, his cherished memories with NFL legend Jim Kelly, and his perspective on the team's current dynamics. Beyond the gridiron, McDonald shared fascinating insights into his film career, including behind-the-scenes details about the potential for Happy Gilmore 2, a prospect that has fans buzzing with excitement. He also touched upon the possibility of a future film project centered around current Bills quarterback Josh Allen, hinting at another exciting venture in the sports world. The conversation also included discussions about other notable projects and his experiences in the entertainment industry, making it a must-watch for both sports enthusiasts and film buffs. The interview has generated significant excitement among Bills fans and followers of McDonald's career, with social media abuzz about the Happy Gilmore 2 and Josh Allen movie discussions. His candid nature and genuine enthusiasm for his passions have resonated widely, making this episode a standout. And that's a wrap on our top stories for today. But don't go anywhere, because we've got a lightning round recap and all the ways you can stay connected with the Beyonce Beat. All right, Bayhive, that's a wrap on today's hottest headlines. We've got the charming new musical adaptation of 50 First Dates winning over audiences, Leonardo DiCaprio and Paul Thomas Anderson teaming up for the epic action film, one battle after another. The hilariously raunchy cult classic, Dirty Work now streaming free, and Christopher McDonald spilling the tea on Bills Mafia and Happy Gilmore 2. Don't miss a single update. Make sure you're subscribed to the Beyonce Beat, hit that notification bell so you never miss a video, and follow us on all our socials for exclusive content. Let us know in the comments which story you're most excited about. We'll see you next time.